pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, cause you're in a new town. There's no need to be unhappy, young man. There's a place you can
Yeah. And what's poppin'? As I always say, it ain't nothing new under the sun, right? So we gonna get straight to business. So if you haven't heard, I'm gonna let you know. But somebody new has entered the chat. Welcome the scandalous Simeon Scissor Kickers, aka the corrupt carpet munching King of Queens or Kings of Queens. I don't know, I'm confused. Whichever way it goes. But that being said, we're gonna get straight to business and see what the individuals that Brother Malcolm warned us about.
I think there are many whites who act friendly toward Negroes. A fox acts friendly toward the lamb. And usually the fox is the one who ends up with the lamb chop on his plate. The wolf doesn't act friendly, and therefore the wolf has more difficulty in getting the lamb chop in his plate.
I'd like to point out, though, that...
I say that because it is usually if you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro, who actually differs from the white conservative in the same way that the fox differs from the wolf. Their appetite is the same. Their motives are the same. It's only their mannerisms and methods that differ.
Now, whenever it takes a stoppage of something that's going to affect the white man, you find the white liberal absent. But when it involves something that primarily will affect the best interests of black people, and black people only, then that white liberal is present. Herbert Hill is the labor secretary for the NAACP. And if he was interested in black people, he would prepare a black man with the type of knowledge and understanding of the labor troubles involving black people that would enable a black man to sit in the same position as Secretary of Labor or Labor Secretary in the NAACP. I'm suspicious of whites who join Negroes and always have to be in the lead, who always have to be the head, who always have to be at the top in Negro organizations. Those whites who really have the interest of blacks at heart, let them give some advice to some Negroes and stand on the sideline. But don't join the organization and then get at the head of it.
The ultra-liberal Libya liquors. But let's get down to business.
Situation with the Rick Child guy that took the young brother's life, and a lot of black people at that time were saying that they're going to boycott a lot of those Asian businesses, especially in that area. And I don't, some people are concerned it's going to be nationwide. I mean, we are still looking at those developments. Well, there's somebody that wanted to put themselves in the mix, okay? And the person that's going to put themselves in the mix, it has nothing to do with them. This is between black folks and Asian people. It has nothing to do with the lady that you're going to see in this video. Go ahead and check this out.
On today's episode of Chimps Be Chip, and apparently there's a boycott that's in place where basically a bunch of people of a certain demographic have decided that they're not going to do business at businesses anymore, like nail care supply stores, hair care supply stores, beauty supply. They're not going to go to any type of salons. They're not going to go to any gas stations or liquor stores. Pretty much anywhere where the owner or employees even remotely look Oriental, which I find to be so weird because this is the same demographic of people that come on social media and complain about oppression, complain about racism, complain about stereotyping is wrong, and all of this stuff is wrong, and people shouldn't be profiled, blah, 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 blah. But now all of a sudden, because they're mad that somebody got found not guilty, suddenly they're going to boycott every single business in this country that is run by people who happen to look a certain way, even though they're completely innocent and had nothing to do with the situation. While they come on social media and jump up and down, hoot and holler like animals, wondering why nobody gives a shit about the problems in their community anymore. Yeah, what? You're going to boycott a nail salon? First of all, as if you ever paid the bill in the first place. Y'all go in there, get your nails did, and then you walk out the door without paying. Or the beauty care supply store, you're not going to walk in there. Wow, suddenly they're probably not going to deal with theft problems anymore. You're going to come on social media and advocate for boycotting innocent people's businesses, taking away business from them because you're mad about something that someone else did when you don't even know what the nationality or ethnicity of that man actually was.
Okay. Listen, Mr. Ma'am.
All right, so there's a lot to unpack here. So, first of all, Duke, David of the Dykes, or Bulldaggers, whichever you prefer. First of all, who invited you to this conversation? As you said, this is between the Orientals and the blacks, the 13% who be chimping out while you busy. But let's talk about that term that you so eloquently yourself used, Sir Captain, Oriental. Oriental. The term derives from the Latin oriens, meaning the East, while historically used to describe things or people from Eastern regions, particularly East Asia. It is now widely considered outdated and offensive when applied to people. Interesting. Usage regarding people. When referring to people or cultures, the term is viewed as outdated, Eurocentric, and sometimes derogatory in modern American English. Why is it problematic? Many people find it reductive as it lumps the diverse and distinct cultures of East, Southeast, and South Asia into a single outdated European stereotype. Interesting. So, before we get any further into that, make sure before you address us about anything about our boycott and how we feel about how we're being treated by POCs that we're supposed to have an alliance with, check your own pedigree first. Sir, ma'am, thither, zezer, zim, or whatever you would like to be called. But once again, as Malcolm warned us, white liberals always find a way to find their way in the black folk business. Nigga, ain't nobody ask you shit. And I know Bruce Lee over there didn't ask you shit either. So you go worry about whatever dust or whatever muff you should be burying your motherfucking face in and mind your business. Now, on to you talking about who were chimp. Let me tell you something. Right now, whatever civil rights or liberties that you enjoy, even the right to get married, you directly owe that to the chimps that be chimping, Sir Captain. But yeah, let's get down to business on that. The Stonewall Riots, 1969, widely considered the catalyst for the modern LGBTQ plus rights movement. The protests at the Stonewall Inn in New York City were largely sparked by black and brown patrons and trans women, trailblazers like Marsha P. Johnson, a black trans woman, and Stormy DeLavery played monumental roles in fighting back against police brutality. Yeah, so I find it a bit awkward that you got on the Most High's interwebs and fixed your carpet muncher mouth to say some of the most diabolical shit to a group of people that you pretty much owe your fucking existence to in this country. So, just like everybody else, you get in line because y'all motherfuckers gonna start getting dog walked too. Tired of the disrespect. And for all my freedmen out there who, as I said before, are still on the fence and can't see what's going on, there's no lies here told. Like I said, real lies will realize the real lies. And these ultra-left, labia-licking liberals once again are at it. So whether it's word to APAC or it's this shit. But for some reason, every group since the civil rights era up until present that we've been used to in some way, shape, fashion, or form to get on the front lines and walk the dogs or walk the warriors walk for are all playing in our face as a collective. So again, I'm going to say this every time I hop up on my soapbox. The Freedmen Project. The link will be in the description. Disaggregation and delineation is a must because everybody wants to play in the face of the Most High's people. And clearly they're not figuring it out. That's why they all getting dog walked one by one. And I'm not saying this to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Abrasive, I'm not trying to fear monger. I'm not even trying to cause division and hate. But what I am doing is telling my people to listen to what all these other groups are saying about you in your face. Because just like Ricardo, if you pay attention to the video I did yesterday, the Beef and Broccoli edition part 2, right? About this whole thing going on now. If you listen to what the Africans, the Caribbeans, the South Americans, now the Don Lululemon crew, and everybody else, everybody got some derogatory, despicable shit to say about us. And everybody has a word or a phrase that equates to the N-word in their own lexicon that they all use for us. But they're all living off the blood, sweat, and tears of what our ancestors, the work that they put in for them so that they could enjoy these civil liberties and rights. It's time to remove ourselves completely and let them have it. Just like Bruce Lee said yesterday, the microphones that you riggedy rip rap on, first of all, what have y'all actually created outside of gunpowder? I mean, yeah, you're good. China's really, really good at taking other people's technology and bootlegging it. Y'all good at making, what they call them shit, raps, grade A raps, Jordan sneakers and shit. So y'all good for stealing from niggas. You good for stealing from everybody else and every other group on the planet and then using your dusty ass half-working factories to mass produce other people's shit and then get paid off of it. And then the Africans sit out on our streets and they sell the bags or whatever ever else wears that y'all are copyright infringing on.
All right, so for memorialization's sake, this is the day before our demonstration, okay? This is what it looks like 365 days a year, all right? In broad daylight, open air criminality, trash, graffiti, crime, squalor on public sidewalks, that all the efforts you undertake every single week, every hour of your life goes to these public sidewalks. The government takes half of your money, and this is the result of their conscious decision makings or their unconscious apathy. The destruction of an entire city. Look at this. This is illegal in broad daylight. And you can't even blame the police because it's the laws. Some of these guys, they've arrested, I don't know, 20, 30 times, and they're out of jail the very next day. This is not the city on the hill. This is not what George Washington crossed the Delaware for. This is a disgrace, and it's done in broad daylight with their permission. And to the extent you guys want to see how bad this has exploded, these businesses are owned by minorities. Don't make it a race thing. Complete defacement and destruction of private property built by first and second generation immigrants. Ah, yes. What's so bad about a few people selling a few watches and knockoff bags? What's so bad about that? Real brain buster here. Can I phone a friend? Maybe because this contraband being sold broad daylight expands beyond just those individual transactions and results in this city looking like a fucking ashtray. Maybe it's that. Just a, quick toss-up guess. Entire city blocks just absolutely destroyed. And look how far this goes down. North, south, east, west. Look at this. Entire stretches. Entire stretches. Destroyed. You can film me all you want. Get my name. Look at this. Gorgeous. This is what our founding fathers fought for, huh?
So yeah, if you claiming that a win, claim it a fucking win. But the fact of the matter is, without our failure, without our plata, without our American yuan, whatever you want to call it, but without our flow of currency through your communities in this country, y'all motherfuckers don't exist. So at this point, all my freedmen, the boycott is on and popping. And at this point, each group that jumps up, just like we started with the hair braidings over the summer, nah, it ain't no more motherfucking Chinese food, because it's all cat anyways. If they don't even eat what they serving us, that should tell you something. So hey, if we spend the most fiscally on body and hair care products, and we know who owns all the beauty supply stores, ain't that right? Ling Ling. Just bring the money back home. In every city and in every county, we should be taking our tools and fuse and replacing the infrastructure and getting back to what we had pre-integration. You did? I'm sorry. Yeah. Pre-integration or post, because, you know, after integration, you know what I'm saying? Post-segregation, and as we slid into integration, all we did was fight for the civil liberties of naturalized citizens. Because remember, we're birthright citizens. And now we've given them the power to take and write legislation to pull all the funding out of our communities. And as I've showed you, now they're saying that when the Democrats get back in office, the illegals are getting reparations.
And deported their families and permanently traumatized these children. These things are barbaric and they're wrong. Those families are owed reparations.
The prisons for immigrants, that should not exist. They should not be there for profiteering for big corporations that then channel those profits back into this administration that facilitates them. And at the end of the day, when we are back in power, one of the important things we're going to have to do is balance a number of different things that need to happen. Number one, we need defensive reform. We need to stop the things that are happening that should not be happening. We need offensive reform. We actually need an immigration system that works and recognizes the contributions of immigrants to this country and establishes legal pathways for people to come to this country and for people to be able to get citizenship when they've been a part of our communities for so long. And then we also need offensive actions around prosecutions. We need real accountability, because at the end of the day, the people that have been inflicting this harm need to be prosecuted. They need to be brought before us, and they need to be held account for the trauma that they have created, and we are going to have some form of reparation for the kids and the families that have been traumatized through all of this. You talked about how there's no supports for people even once they're released. We need to make sure that we are funding that kind of work to continue to provide relief.
But if the January 6th insurrectionist situation ain't told you something, nothing else, they're lying about needing these committees to give us what was outlined in the Emancipation Proclamation. So stop letting these liberal labia lickers play in your face, or these scandalous simian scissor kickers who all of a sudden got bold because 6ix9ine told them.
I told Charlamagne to his face, I said, who gonna stop me? I'm gonna keep being me. Born in Brooklyn, and that get me even mad why I'm saying I gotta where I'm from. Who gonna stop me? That's what asked me. Who gonna stop me?
I think it's because black people voice their frustration with it. And
no, they think they can manipulate people into feeling like they doing something wrong. That's why I said I'm gonna continue to say it, and I'm gonna wait for that big bad wolf to stop me. Cause I'm not gonna stop being me for some politically correct thing. Fuck out of here. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I think, and I'm not the nigga police either. Like, I got Mexican friends that say nigga more than me.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for the nigga police. Like, I'm waiting for the nigga police to come. Like, I wear the nigga police at. I want a big black nigga to come with a nigga police shirt and be like, yo, I don't like you saying nigga, bro. You know what I mean? Who gonna stop me? And I think if Post Malone and all these, people with a fucking, you know, they fall under zero pressure. Yeah, well, like, as a black person, what you want us to say? How do you want us to answer that? I'm sorry.
No. It's not like
what you want us to say? Yo, I'm sorry,
It's
bro.
not like a I'm sorry thing.
No more.
It's just like,
yo,
damn,
it's my camera.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you the answer you want. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not gonna say it no more. I'm fucked up. Damn, I lost all my endorsements. I lost my fucking bounty commercial. Sorry, I'm never gonna do it again. Fuck out of here. You see how clown that shit is? I'm not doing that, bro.
Yeah.
Niggas not doing that.
The nigger police. I'm not saying it with their whole chest. So everybody that step up, your ass getting smacked down. And on that note, I'm gonna get out of here, because realize, transparency forces accountability. Y'all keep your eyes to the stars, keep that head on the swivel, because we're in a diabolical den of demons, aka the Viper's Pit. And Sir David, I salute you for giving us another motherfucking neck to stand on.
doesn't need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, 'cause you're in